So someone was asking me, Helga, what is your take on those couple who are getting divorced or got divorced because according to her American husband, apparently she is westernized or she got Americanized? Well, to be honest, I'm trying to stay away from drama here on social media because I considered any drama as part of negative vibration or negative frequency. In a way, I don't really care because shit happens, right? And on top of that, there's always three sides to the story: her truth, his truth, and the truth. And I'm not going to say I'm on his side. I'm not going to say I'm on her side. And all I can tell you is Filipinas are vulnerable to any abuse. Because a lot of foreigners, especially foreigners who are abusive, they think that when they go to the Philippines, they can dominate us Filipina. Yes, we Filipinas are submissive to our men, but it's not the kind of submission that you're thinking. We submit to our men if we're being respected. We submit to our men if our man appreciates us or if our man loves us. But the moment that we think that you're abusing us, trust me, you are not gonna like it. Because we Filipinas are fighters. We don't allow anybody or any man or any husband abuse us. And Filipinas, if you're listening to this, take note. The moment a man will abuse you, you need to fight back. Not in a way that you're gonna hurt him back, obviously. In a way that you stand up for your right and you stand up for your values. Because at some point, I heard this from the foreigner. He said that, by the way, this is in person that he said it to me, okay? He said that the reason why he likes going to the Philippines or in Asian country is because Asian women are vulnerable and it's easy to control them. And yes, maybe you're right, but not Filipina. You see, people, we Filipinas, we are very resilient. We've been through so much in our life and we will fight back. And that is why Filipinos are known to be resilient, because we are capable of adapting any circumstances. But if we have to fight back, we will fight back. Yes, we are tiny people. Yes, we're feminine. But don't force the demon to come out inside of us. Because if you're planning to go to the Philippines thinking that you're going to dominate us Filipinas, you are wrong. In fact, we are going to dominate you. You can't do a lot of things in your life without Filipina in your life. And that is why at the end of the day, you will need us. And that's how we are going to dominate you. Do you understand, abusive foreigner? So, if you're planning to go to the Philippines and marry the love of your life because at the end of the day, you are going to dominate her, forget it. Forget it, because you are not gonna succeed. And there's nothing wrong about being westernized or Americanized, as long as you don't lose your value and culture of being a good Filipina, and as long as you remain to respect yourself, respect others, and be kind to others and to yourself. What is wrong about being Americanized or westernized? Abusive foreigners would not like the word Americanized Filipina or westernized Filipina. Americanized or westernized Filipina, it just means that you became smart enough to figure out their abusive traits. Okay, so now you know. Say you're not taking sides and immediately say abuse. Got it. Yes, I said abuse, and at the same time, I also said westernized Filipina or Americanized Filipina. Because why? That was the topic. And that's the reason why I was not taking any sides, because I know for a fact that there's more to it than what most people know. And that is why I was not naming your name and your Filipina wife's name, because, hey, I don't know your names. And here you are, you commented in the section below. Now I see what your name is. And for some reason, the word abuse somehow bothered you so much. And why does it bother you so much? Ah, got it. And do you know the reason why I'm not taking any sides? Because I can feel that you and your wife are both guilty. And what is the reason why you both are arguing and sharing your drama here on social media? And I get it, it's the attention that you're both seeking. Because for the fact that you both are still seeing each other, probably every day, or probably you guys are still living together, why do you guys have to argue here on social media where you both can talk in person or in private? I get it. You want views, you want attention. That's fine. But both of you are not thinking that you both have kids. And you're not thinking that whatever drama that you're sharing in the entire world could affect your children. Did you think about that? And if your Filipina wife is really westernized or Americanized, God, why didn't she call the police on you and use the system against you? Yes, exactly. Does she even know that she can use the system against you? Because as you said, she's westernized or Americanized. And no, you don't like that, do you? I mean, if your wife is really westernized or Americanized, all she has to do is, "Hello, police. My husband abused me and hit me. Come now." And here comes the police. "Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when you're going to jail for K1? Exactly. So, your Filipino wife is westernized, right? Does she know about this? Maybe she will get this idea now. And why hasn't she called the police on you yet? Well, maybe she did, but I don't know about that. Anyway, the point is if you really abuse her, then she already have called the police on you. And if she's really westernized or Americanized, then why hasn't she called the police on you and used the system against you? They are working on their relationship. They're not getting divorced. The woman wants him to treat her and her parents better, and they are talking about their problems. They try. Well, that's good that they're talking about their problems and issue, but why do they have to share it on social media? Why can't they just talk about it in person or in private? Why share it to the entire world where they're gonna leave a bad reputation to a lot of people who knows them? And this is my advice to you guys. It doesn't matter what your race is, whether you married a Filipina, Asian, foreigner, doesn't matter. When it comes to relationship problems, never ever share it to other people, how much more here on social media. And the reason for that is, let's say you get back together and let's say you forgive that person and somehow you work things out. But the thing is, you already left a negative impression in the entire world. It's not even a good idea to share your problems about your spouses or partner to your family, to your friends, and the other people. How much more to the entire world? And if somehow they get back together, a lot of people would be against him and would be disappointed with her. Because why would she tolerate a man who disrespected her? On top of that, her parents. A man who has no problem saying bad things about her family, but yet she accepted him. And on top of that, a lot of abusive foreigners will even laugh at her because the fact that she accepted him back, they will think that, okay, the Filipina is so gullible that she accepted back her abusive partner. And then this abusive foreigner will even have more reason to marry a Filipina because they are aware that Filipina will tolerate the abuse. Now, do you see why there's a lot of broken families in the Philippines and toxic relationship in the Philippines? Because a lot of Filipina tolerate a lot of behavior from their Filipino partner. And even if they will get back together, their relationship is never gonna be the same. It's only gonna get worse because they left a stain in the whole wide world about their problems. So both of them will be already traumatized from each other. And I don't know if you're looking properly on that guy's background. He has camera all over. That means he's a vlogger. I mean, I could be wrong about that. Because at this point, a lot of people, especially content creators, will always find a way to get views. Because views makes them money. The more views, the better. The more drama it is, the better. Because a lot of people, or most people here in the world, are attracted to drama and negativity. He disrespected her parents. I think that was the final straw, and I don't blame her one bit. His ego is a little bit too big. He needs to get some help. That's my take on the subject. And yes, it's true, he may have a big ego. However, her ego might be less than his ego. Her ego might be smaller than his, that possibly she might accept him back. Because A, they have 2 kids together. And B, for the sake of the kids, she might want to come back with him. And as I mentioned from my last video, a lot of Filipina will tolerate their abusive partner or toxic partner for the sake of the children. And hence why there's a lot of toxic relationship in the Philippines. And the negative outcome of staying in a toxic relationship, the kids will get affected. And more likely, at some point when the kids grow up, they will repeat the same toxicity as what their parents did, because the kids can see the toxic and drama from when they were kids. Not necessarily they will repeat what their parents did, however, it will be similar. And that is why for Filipinas who wants to marry a foreigner, always make sure to let him come and visit you in the Philippines, especially introduce him to your parents. And on top of that, you need to pay attention on how he treats your parents. Don't just jump into the conclusion of marrying the foreigner right away because, hey, foreigner can change or they will change somehow. And that's the reason why I fell in love with my partner right away, because I saw how he treats his parents. He has so much respect for his parents that made me fall in love with him. Because for me, the fact that he treats his parents like that, I know for a fact that he will also treat my parents the way he treated his parents. And now I'm very happy because my partner, he's always thinking about the well-being of my parents. And most of the time, he would ask me, oh, what can we buy for your parents so that their life is better? Or how can we make them happy so that they are satisfied with their life? And that's part of the reason why my parents loved him so much, because of his attitude towards them. And my mom is so funny because she would always call me, hey, are you taking care of your partner properly? Make sure you cook for him. Make sure he's being fed. I mean, as long as he's not abusing you, then yes, you should take care of him because, hey, he's taking care of you too. See, that's the kind of partner you want. Someone who will respect, not disrespect your parents. And the Chad dad guy needs help? Yes, he does. But the question is, will he accept or listen to the advice or help? Because if his ego is overflowing, or maybe he's a narcissist, more likely he will turn down the help because he will automatically think that he has no issue. He will always blame it on her. And does she need help? Yes, she does. She need to learn what is the narcissistic traits is. Because if she will choose to stay with a narcissistic traits, her relationship with that guy is going to be toxic. And if she thinks that by staying with him for the sake of their children is a good idea, no, it's not. She's not going to be helping her children because her children is going to grow up in a toxic relationship. A real man doesn't abuse a girl. Yes, you are correct. And if that girl will become a woman, that woman will never let that boy abuse her. When a man is abusing a woman, that means that man is carrying a lot of mental trauma from his childhood. And even though he looks like a man, and if he never healed his childhood trauma from when he was a child, his trauma, he will always carry that when he will grow up. And that is why even if you see a lot of men looking like a man, looking like a strong man, and more likely his mentality is in a state of mental child. Because if he becomes a man and he never healed his trauma from his childhood, he will always remain a child, not a man. And that is why these abusive men who calls themselves a man will more likely abuse a woman. Because whatever trauma they develop and carry and never heal from their childhood, they will always project that to anybody they're in a relationship with. Hi Helga, lahat ng sinasabi mo ay totoo. Talagang gawa-gawa lang nila yun issue para sa views at monetize sa Sukmed kasi matagal na silang content creator but hindi pumapatok. So she's saying here that all I said from my previous content is apparently true. So Chad 2 Dad and his wife has been a content creator for such a long time now. And apparently according to this person and according to her other comments, she's saying that the Filipina has already created a drama in the past involving her husband's ex. And apparently it was an attempt to steer or create a lot of views on their content. And that's the reason why I mentioned before that I'm not on his side nor her side. Because there's something about them that I do not trust at all. When you look at her, the way she talks, and when you look at him, the way he talks, there's something about their eyes that is not telling the truth. Again, both of them love to create drama. And that is why when you see couples arguing on social media, you cannot be on his side or you cannot be on her side, because more likely he's saying things for his own benefit and she's saying things for her own benefit. And that is why you should not jump into the conclusion that you're on her side or you're on his side, because there's always a lot of things that they might say just for the sake of saving their ears, right? And again, the only way you could stop this couple from creating more drama in the future is ignore them, because their drama is just a bait for you to click on their content and you give them attention. And because of the attention that you're giving to them, more likely they're gonna create a drama in the future, because that's what they do. They love to create drama. I mean, there's nothing wrong about creating a drama content as long as it's not serious or it's not real. It's just a skit. But when you're creating drama that will affect your entire family, then that is wrong. Unless they are faking their own drama, but really they don't have a problem. They just love to create drama because they know for a fact that people will click a content, especially when it's a drama or fight, because hey, that's what people are attracted to. I had a woman punch me in the face in France when I walked out of my apartment. What happens when a woman abuses a man? Well, first of all, I don't think a woman would punch a man, especially a man, without any reason. And I'm not saying that punching anybody or anyone is okay. And just because you're a woman, it's okay for you to punch a man. And no one should be punching anybody because that's considered violence. But let me tell you something though. My mom punched a man in the past. So my mom punched a drunk man because the drunk man was throwing stone in our house and we got hit and it was painful. My mom was so mad and got out the house and started running towards the man. And of course, my mom was so tiny going towards the man and boom! Punch the man, the drunken man. But of course, my mom had a reason to do that, right? But again, it's still not right to hurt anybody. But then again, if a woman punch a man, just because you're a woman, you don't deserve to get punched back. Just because you're a woman. You need to understand, guys, that women are obviously weaker than men. So when a woman punch you, that's nothing compared to when a man punch a woman. That's like 10 times way more stronger than a woman would punch you. But in a way, if a woman keep punching you, provoking you, punching you, then yes, I don't see why you would not punch her back. But obviously, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do.